arrogance, but ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for them shows and you study that pimp biology.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Mush Pups. Welcome back like Mr. Carter. We're here. Oh, my God. Dead on Dave Live 2 days in a row? What's happening? Are we in a fever dream? Is this life? Is this the real life? Or is it fantasy? Oh, gotta stop there because we don't want to get DMCA'd, YMCA'd, or any of the other MCA'd. Now, you know, if it was just me, it'd be more than enough. I'm worth the price of admission, which, by the way, most of the time is free, you cheap bitches. No, I'm kidding. We have memberships, by the way. Don't get beaten up by Dave if you simply make sure you subscribe at will. But if it was just me, it'd be enough. But it's not. Of course, I don't just travel alone anymore. I'm not a lone wolf. I have adopted a pack. I brought a group of, well, frankly, more talented than I people with me. And, of course, we're joined once again by our good buddy, Nixie. That's right, Bluebies. How you doing? Welcome back.
Hi. I thought it might be better if I don't choke on the first thing that I say this time round. It might be a little bit more polite.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Yes, I would think so. So, if for those who don't know, Nixie tried to self-sabotage yesterday and ripped a big old vape right before she came on in.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
See, Nixie and I, we've known each other for a few months now. She more than a few months now, but I mean, she's been over on Twitch, where you guys can be hanging out each and every single day. And Nixie and I find that we have a lot in common and have good conversations and such like that. But she, like me, has discovered the wonder of cannabis as of late for treatment of pain. So it's been like a week now, right? Close to?
Yeah. About that.
How's it treating you?
Good. Really good. It's really good because it's not just taking away pain. It's like it's massively helping my ADHD. So like I'm going from super hyper to like, okay. This is cool. I don't need to think about that right now. Why am I thinking about that? That's good.
Yeah, it's nice. It calms down and then fucking everything's just better. Food tastes better. Everything's great.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. So what's been going on? Have you noticed anything interesting that you kind of want to talk about before we start into all the news? Because that's what the show is today, by the way, guys. It's a news show. We have a news team now. Look at me getting on the 2020 trends here. And we got a lot of people who are doing research stuff. We have all kinds of stories. We might get into the Ellen stuff. Well, we are getting into the Ellen stuff. But I read a few articles, and I have some things to say. I can't believe I might actually defend Ellen in some way, but I might actually, and it's aggravating. But we'll get to that in a minute. But things of that nature. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, YouTube things, maybe not today so much, but there's a lot. This show is an open-end, bookend for everything. You guys can come in, get in a waiting call. We're going to take callers, questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quotes, likes, loves, and so much more. So, with that being said, Nixie, what's been going on?
Well, do you have a specific order that you want to do this?
Oh, no. Just like my sex. I like it random and as dirty as possible.
So, leading into that then, The Rock is a good hard place to start.
You see? Who the fuck can roll with my insanity disgustingness better than that? That's fantastic. I think The Rock's a fantastic place to start. Not just, today, but anytime. The man's an Adonis of epic proportions. It's an interesting
He is
story.
a national treasure now, isn't he? He really is.
Never would have thought that ever possible. I remember 97. I remember Die Rocky Die, 96 Die. I remember those days. I never thought, and I remember Scorpion King, which I didn't hate. I didn't hate the Scorpion King, and I didn't hate his role in Mummy 2 either.
Oh no, some things you can't erase from my memory. But
what was wrong with Scorpion King? That was actually a pretty tight little movie, and
it was so cheesy.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be. It was in the Mummy franchise. How could it not be cheesy?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Brendan Fraser, he got fat. Anyway, so when I really noticed he was going to be a big star?
When's that?
That really shitty movie Be Cool, the sequel to Get Shorty. He plays a gay henchman, and he just kills this role. He slaughters it. knocks it out of the park. It's absolutely
I don't
fantastic.
think I've seen that. See, my earliest memory of The Rock, I mean, I wasn't really massively into wrestling when I was a kid or anything, but I knew of him because of that. But then it was the song, It Doesn't Matter.
It doesn't matter what your name is. The Rock he's got that it factor, but I never thought he was going to translate over, and I never, ever for a second thought he'd be the highest paid actor in Hollywood. That's never happened before. You know, Hogan, he went over, made some really terrible movies. Piper made some terrible movies.
Mr. Nanny.
I love Mr. Nanny. I got to admit, it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
I remember that film.
It's so bad. It's so good, though. I love it. It's when she makes him dress up in a fucking tutu, that's great.
It's basically the wrestling version of Mrs. Doubtfire.
It is in some ways. Yeah, it was just fantastic. I loved it. But it's just there's something about The Rock that sets him apart from anyone who's ever been in the wrestling entertainment industry. You know, the highlight of, I'd say, Hogan's career on film was probably his role in Rocky III. You know, and that was a nice role, but come on. Yeah, the NWO thing, the whole thing that was so funny about it is we knew he wasn't that big of a fucking movie star. It's the tongue-in-cheek. You know, we knew this. John Cena was a laughing stock for a while, too. Now he's starting to make that turn. But The Rock's on a whole nother level altogether. And
oh yeah, he's got so much charisma though. Like he's got an energy about him that other like Hulk was all about the persona that his wrestling career gave him. Like he was all about America.
Let me tell you
like
something,
The Rock.
dude. Yeah.
The Rock has actually got like an actual personality underneath it all. That's more like, hey, actually, I'm a cool dude.
Yeah, he does. He just has a naturally cool little element about him. He's a good-looking guy, but you could tell that in private he doesn't take himself very seriously, and there's something kind of cool about that. So the reason why we're talking about The Rock is, of course, because the news today that the XFL will not be going to auction, that they have been bought for $15 million by The Rock, his, I'm sorry to say this, but incredibly manly-looking ex-wife, and somebody else. I saw a picture today of them standing next to each other, and then like I also pulled up the picture of The Rock's daughter, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? The Hogan too. Hogan marries people that looks like him. His daughter, like oh, what the shit? It's fucking weird and creepy. What is happening with the fucking world?
They look like they've used the app that I've been using all day to put your face on.
Yes, which I appreciate so much. Thank you for. It's not my fault though. It's not your fault that my bald head goes with everything now.
And actually mentioning The Rock, I've got an awesome little like collage of Rock ones for you coming as well.
Oh, Christ Almighty, that'll be fantastic! Can't wait for that. It's pretty. Yeah, The Rock does have fuck off money. That's very true. But I don't. You know what I think it is why some of these celebrities marry people and fuck people that kind of look like them. I think they're so narcissistic. That's the only way they can come. Because you know that they got to be able to knock out all the friggin' like anything that you want at that level of superstardom. You can have any kink, any fetish, any type you can get. It's not a hard thing to acquire. But it's got to get boring, right? And then the more that you become famous, the only thing that could possibly satisfy you is you. You think there's something there?
I mean, for some, yeah. But I don't know. The Rock's kind of got that personality that, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's all about himself. I mean, he jokes about being all about himself.
Right. Well, in the wrestling ring.
I think... Can you imagine a really, really skinny, beautiful woman standing next to The Rock as a wife? And then imagine them in bed together and thinking, oh shit, he's going to break her.
Oh, God. Vladimir Klitschko, or which one? One of the Klitschkos, Vitaly or Vladimir, I think it was Vladimir, was married to Hayden Panettiere. You remember her from Heroes? She's like 4'2". Split the cheerleader in half, save the world. I don't think that's how that line went. I don't think that's how it goes. By the way, I want to give some love to the chat. What's going on, guys? Pyox is Cynical. How you doing? Fake ass twat General Crow. What's up, buddy? Hey, look at Archetype. All you good peoples. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you be? So the whole point of everything, with the XFL being bought by The Rock, there's immediately some questions. And it would, by the way, it was sold as a basically set up for TV type deal. In the synopsis of the deal, it's stated that they think that it could be operated inside of a bubble within a year. So what do you think of this? Did you watch the XFL? Does this do anything to move the needle for you at all? And what are your thoughts just in general?
So I'm not a massive American football fan, in all honesty. Like, we don't get it over here. We just don't. Unless you're specifically looking for it, you don't get it over here. Yeah. So, like, to me, this is kind of just okay. Like, to me, it's surprising that The Rock has gone into football, because I only ever know him from wrestling and movies.
He was a serious college football player.
Oh, right. So I figured it would have to do something like, because he said in his tweet, #full circle. So I was like, okay, he must have started as a football player, but
yeah, he was a hell of an athlete.
Seems to be good.
Yeah,
everyone's response is really like positive and like, oh yeah, this is going to be good for XFL. So
people were really digging the XFL this year. You know, the numbers were pretty good, especially for the live attendance. Jeff was in love with the XFL. I was too. And now it seems to make even more sense. The way that they filmed, the way that they had things done, it just like, this to me will work inside of a bubble. This to me will work as like a 16-week television show, tournament style. I think it would be fun. You could have a 2-hour show or a 6-hour block, whatever you want to do, every Sunday, every Saturday, whenever you choose to do it, and just go through the games, whatever many games you're going to have. I think it could be so awesome.
Yeah, but do you think that maybe they're putting like a big celebrity name to sports at the moment because sports are struggling in general because of COVID?
Yeah, I mean, sure. This is the time where you pull out all the stops. This is you don't waste any moves at this point. Viewership is the most important thing you could possibly have if you're into the sports. You don't know what next year is going to be. Everything's so indecisive. Everything's so unclear. You've got to put your best foot forward right now. And if you can get one of the most marketable, bankable guys on the planet to put their stamp on it, you do it.
Exactly.
Every time.
Yeah.
Here's the issue that I see already. I've seen a couple articles already written about collusion talks because the XFL was owned by Vince McMahon. There were talks very early that Vince was going to try to fuck the whole situation, the bankruptcy, by buying it back out of bankruptcy. But then he said he was not going to be doing that. The Rock is still very close to Vince. This isn't an AEW move to me. This isn't a competing fuck you, Vince. Here's the truth of it. Here's the reality. The Rock and his group were the only qualified buyer to put any interest in. This is instantly puts up red flags. If Vince becomes incorporated with this, which I have a feeling he may end up, this could be a serious problem. Vince seems to be making some very bad decisions, and I just got a very bad feeling that this is going to end up potentially game-changing as far as legality goes. Something just doesn't, excuse the phrase here, smell correctly. I'm smelling what the Rock's cooking, but I don't know if I like who's the baker at the moment.
Yeah, I get that.
Pure speculation, though. Pure speculation. I have no reason, nothing to tie into it. It's just other than their relationship and just what it kind of feels like. It's weird. It's a weird thing going from WWE to The Rock. It just feels weird. I don't know. Because even as a competing move, it feels weird. Like, why would you make that sale? But then again, Vince didn't have a choice in this. This was sold out from under him. He had no more control in it. It was sold by whoever the new controlling interest, the bank, whatever.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Next mother fuzzing topic.
Well, I figured if you're going from The Rock and football, you could jump to Jake Paul and his... Well, he kind of counts because, you know, he does the not the wrestling, the
boxing. Yeah, he does the boxing. That's right, yes.
How does somebody not know if they're going to continue to party or not?
Well, that's what you say when you're going to keep doing it. This is how you say go fuck yourself without giving the middle finger, you know?
You just I can't take this dude seriously. I know we don't like Shane Dawson and all of that on here,
No, Shane,
but
not a Shane fan.
I watched the series on that, and this Jake Paul, he alarms me on
he's
several
a psycho,
levels.
yeah.
But like, just fucking crazy. Fucking, how do you not know? I don't know if I'm gonna party. I just don't know. I might feel the need to party.
Yeah, if I could have any answers for anything that Jake Paul does, I'd be much more financially secure than I am now. I have no idea. This guy is just on another level. But a lot of these influencer kids are doing this. You know, they're all out there fucking partying. They don't seem to give any shit. You know, why do they care? And it's the same mindset, too. I've been seeing this with athletes. People saying, well, it's not like the athletes are going to fucking die from this, Dave. And these kids are like, hey, look at the shape I'm in. I'm a genetic dynamo. Even if I get it, I'm not going to die. And in my head, I'm like, is that what it's going to take? Is that
it has happened? There have already been healthy people die, like out of nowhere. Like bloody, there was someone in the UK who was like an Olympic champion, not a champion, probably. They were like qualifying for the Olympics, just dropped dead with it.
Yeah, because now we're seeing apparently new studies are talking about how much it affects the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. But I don't understand the logic. It has to be worst case, or you can't take it seriously a little bit. You can't control yourself. Especially, and I hate using the influencer thing, but we do know it's true. These people do influence their audience to buy things, to even act in certain behaviors, as we've seen with Jake Paul, with some of the videos that have been shown with the kids, you know, screaming at the news reporters and stuff every day, bro, or whatever. You know, based on it's just the incredible disdain for anyone who's older than 30. You know, it's, of course they're going to follow suit, Jake. They're going to listen to you. You're their idiot god.
On a side note, you know, do you know about the fact that he was like temporarily married to Tana Mongoose?
Yeah, the Tana Mongoose. Yeah, did they ever officially report that? I mean, because I thought there was some dispute.
They were actually married, but then they're now divorced or whatever. But
yeah.
She just got her MTV show cancelled because she went out and got videoed partying and then saying with his ex, we don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny.
And well, it just goes to show the politics that can go behind the scenes with all the petty bullshit. I really never felt like they were together. I don't know if all this is bullshit or what. I thought it got shown that there was no document, that they had one form but not both forms. Nothing could ever be proven. And then the show got canceled, so they got divorced. I don't know. It's so stupid. The whole thing.
Yeah. But what do you think about, like, because I really, really don't like Jake Paul, like, in general. There's something very, very off about him.
Yeah.
But what do you think about him as a sport competitor now?
I liked watching him fight. There's athleticism there with him and his brother. They were good wrestlers in Ohio. And if you know anything about wrestling when it comes to this type of, not professional wrestling, but collegiate wrestling, high school wrestling, Ohio's a hotbed. Ohio is where we get a lot of Olympians from. The Midwest in general is a hotbed for Olympic-level athletes. They're just bred differently down there. Usually,
what are you feeling over there?
Well, whatever it is, it's making them stupid and strong, and it's pretty incredible. So you add into it with the craziness of the new 21st century social media craze that we have, and they're just walking, talking psychopaths. I don't know, but he as far as athletic goes, it was interesting to watch him fight. But I don't see anything. I think it should have stayed as YouTube boxing. I don't see a professional level there.
I don't know, because I've been reading up about how he's doing something recently, and it's going to have Mike Tyson involved.
Yeah, well, I can't believe that I have to make this distinction. Jake Paul isn't having a thing that Mike Tyson's involved with. Mike Tyson's having a thing and Jake Paul is being involved with. Okay, Mike Tyson has started a new. I just want to make that fucking distinction because my head almost exploded off my body. I did like, no, that has to be made. But Mike Tyson has created a new league essentially called the Legends League, and basically it's not just one sport based. He's signing every over 50, over 45 retired professional athlete that wants to continue performing, that wants to continue entertaining the fans, wants to continue doing the things that they've always done. So he's going to be organizing baseball games, football games, basketball games, wrestling matches, all kinds of shit apparently, like everything you could think of. MMA, like the sky's the fucking limit. If there's people who are retired in it, Mike Tyson he wants to bring you on board. And the first major event that he's doing is a boxing event that he's headlining. I think there's going to be MMA on the card as well. He's headlining with Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition fight, which is now starting to get heated as Mike Tyson is putting out videos that he is going to try and knock the fuck out Roy Jones Jr., which they both agreed in front of like the state athletic board that they wouldn't be going for knockouts. I love Mike Tyson. I love him. Oh, he's my favorite. So, yeah, what do you think of this? What do you think of that idea?
I mean, I'm reading up here, and I might be reading this wrong, but it's saying that he's setting this all up, but he's setting it all up on a TikTok competitor called Triller.
Oh, this I didn't know. That's interesting.
So I've never heard of Triller, and this will probably tie in quite nicely with the TikTok story that we've got going in a minute. But I mean, I like the idea that it's kind of giving a second lease of life for all of the ones that have been like, oh, that's it, you're done now.
Right. Think about all the English sports legends in rugby and football and all that football shit. Whatever you got over there, all that good stuff. You got a lot of legends that may not be getting it done anymore in their old age. Maybe Mike's going to bring them out.
Fucking put Vinnie Jones in there.
Yes, I'm all for that. I'm all fucking for that. Now, the one thing that what was the name? You said the name of the service
Triller.
was Triller. See, Mike is smart, man, because all they got to do is go down to the Philippines, and it'll be called the Triller in Manila, and he's got himself a Muhammad Ali-ism, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's
I'm not sure if this article has got like a pricing wrong, because it says which will be virtually broadcast on the TikTok competitor Triller for $50. I mean, I'm not doubting that Mike Tyson would fuck with people and just be like, you know what, don't sell it to me for $50 million. Sell it to me for $50 just to make a point. But it says $50, and I'm like,
well, yeah, that's how much for all of us to buy. So you have to pay $50 bucks a head. It's like pay-per-view, Nixie. It's like that the app wasn't going to cost $50. What are you talking about? I was going
to say, right, if I could just see that being something as like to piss off like loads of these corporate companies.
It's a paywall.
$50 million.
It's a paywall. Oh my God. No, it's pay-per-view. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
You really are me, man. That's amazing. Oh, that hurts so good.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, anyway.
So that'll be really cool. And by the way, I know $50 is a lot, but if I can, I'm paying it. I'm watching Mike. I don't care about fucking Jake Paul, but I'm watching Mike.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what's next?
Well, as we started with TikTok there's the TikTok story that Microsoft is confirming to be in talks to buy TikTok in the US and wants to finish this deal by September 15th.
Right.
And Donald Trump is not happy about it.
Of course. Why would he be happy about it? This is a fuck you. This is a major fuck you. But what Donnie's doing is a fuck you. Like, I don't... Like, this whole thing irritates me and irks me so many ways. And once I clicked on an article about Trump banning TikTok, essentially banning a Chinese company. We can take the name TikTok because it's irrelevant. He's banning the biggest Chinese company that he possibly can, and this is what he's doing. But when you click on an article, you're going to start getting recommended articles from other countries that you kind of don't want to be in the same company with, that's shutting down the use of U.S. stuff, of U.S. Owned websites, of whatever they want. You can't have this, especially if you're America. You can't have this. It irks me.
I don't want to get my facts wrong here because it was Jace that told me about it. But you've heard about what's going on between, like with the US and China against company Huawei. Is it Huawei?
Yeah, I know a little bit. The cell phone company, right?
Yeah. So it breaks it down to the US is saying we're not having that. Blah blah blah. We're cutting you off there. Right. So now China is saying, well, a lot of the components that are in is it Samsung?
Yeah, I think a lot of different phones.
No, there's quite a few brands.
There are quite a few brands. So their components are in other things, but they're China made.
Right.
And China's now saying, well, if you're going to shut us off, we want our stuff back. You're not having the right to use our technology. But what was it? I read somewhere it's going to affect companies like Apple because a lot of the components that Apple use are coming from China. So I don't even know how that's going to domino effect, but
it's where one of their biggest factories is.
Yeah, it's where one of their biggest factories is. So they're going to shut all the factories down that are in China, that belong to the US, etc. And it's just a massive mess, like a huge mess.
It goes even further when you think about the national deficit. Who owns the majority of our debt? It's fucking China. You know, this is a terrible, terrible pissing contest. And this is why, look, it was cute to be able to see, and it worked for a while. We have to be, I'm going to be fair to Trump, just out of the fact that I do not think he's as bad as people have made him out to be. He's starting to now with the stupid shit that he's doing. He's starting to live to that fucking expectation that people have set for him. But Jesus Christ, he worked so many times, so many deals where he played just hardball to get people to the table, and it worked over and over again. And now it didn't. And instead of changing the way that he is negotiating, he's doubling, tripling down, thinking that if he takes enough away, they're going to give. Somebody's going to give. They're going to fucking go over the top. We're going to go over the top. The problem is they have the ultimate, and lack of a better term, trump card here because they own our fucking deficit. So it's not that any president in the history couldn't do something like this. They just knew better than to. I mean, since fucking Nixon opened up trade relations with fucking China, presidents have been doing this to make sure that this would fucking happen, you know, and not fucking explode and I don't like China. I'm not a China guy. I don't like the way that they operate. I don't like the way they treat their people. I weep for Ming Ling in a Nike factory right fucking now. But we're stuck in this machine, this mechanism, and the potential of it grinding down to a fucking halt doesn't exactly excite me.
No, I don't think it excites anyone.
Because what's the end game? Post-apocalyptic movie shit? Fuck that. I think I would be a good carny barker though if I needed to. What would you do? Yeah, right. What if the world went to shit and like electricity? Yeah, everything kind of just went out because obviously all the infrastructure would collapse. What would you do? You have a family, and so obviously you got to think about this carefully. But what would you do?
We've actually got contingency plans for this stuff with our group of friends. We talk about this stuff regularly. I know you said you own the Zombie Survival Guide book.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I own the same book. So we have a plan, and we're set. We're good. Like we will survive because we know how to generate the things we need to get to where we need to go, and we will start our own little community and go back to basic survival, I guess.
Right, yeah. See, I have the benefit of military training, so I can take care of myself in a survival situation. But also...
You know what our biggest problem will be?
What's that?
You know what the biggest problem will be, though?
What's that?
Medication. Medication.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Especially for, like, you and me.
Yeah. because like that's the only thing that I can't really stockpile because otherwise I'm doing something very illegal
Herbs.
and not taking my medication.
Herbs. The thing
Yeah.
is, different types of herbs though. Mints. I've over the years I've used different. I've vaporized and used oils and like a diffuser. Different types of mints. They really open up menthols and things like that, and just open up your fucking lungs real good. So there are ways.
Yeah, airway.
But we'll probably die,
Yeah.
Nixie. I don't think either one of us would live long in that type of environment. It'd be no good.
I had such an awesome apocalyptic dream before where they literally said, if you're sick, that's it. You can't come in. You have to live with the zombies. And me and a bunch of my other friends that were sick all went and had to survive, whereas like all our families and stuff were all taken behind this big fence and they were all safe. It was a really cool apocalyptic dream, and then they turned it into I Am Legend.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. At least you got to watch I Am Legend. That's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, until they killed the dog.
A lot of Bob Marley in that movie, though. So that's just bonus.
But yeah, do you think you've got a contingency plan sorted?
Oh, well, I do. I mean, I
was wondering what it was.
Of course I did. Well, you didn't tell me yours either. You think we know better? We don't tell people unless they're in the group. We're not going to tell everybody our contingency plans. But yeah, I've always got a bug out bag. I got my bug out bag set, and when I came to Connecticut, I looked at where some good places would be to hole up if I needed to. But then I started, aside from just a zombie apocalypse, I'd like the idea of just civilization having to restart without the benefits of all the things that we already know, and we have to go back to like more archival days and shit. Because I think I would totally open up like a freak show or a carnival of some kind. I just see me doing it. I don't know why exactly, but I feel it'd be my destiny.
I love that.
Step right up here. Step right up. We have the bearded lady. It's the one and only Bluebeard.
But my beard would have to be blue.
Yes, but the beard would have to cover down to your boobs and separate, and just at the part where it was at your boobs would be blue. That's how we'd have to do it. That's called marketing, doll. Trust me, doll, with my vision and your looks, we're gonna go the distance.
I'm so glad I have this in my post-apocalyptic agenda.
It's a backup. It's a backup plan.
Your destiny child.
Oh, could you imagine? That would be great. That just one day. Just Nixie in a cage, banging her bluebies against the fucking bars. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! It'd be amazing. All right, what else we got? Oh, wait. We never really talked about the fucking story in general.
Oh, about what Microsoft?
Yeah,
okay.
we never
Microsoft
talked about the
over
actual
TikTok.
thing. We never even got to it. Oh, this is so much fun. I love this. I am very
sidetracked.
happy. That's incredible. That's when you're in good conversation, when you forget the whole fucking point of the beginning in the first place. So, yes, Microsoft is gonna buy TikTok. It's almost not, no way it's not going to happen at this point. But what does it mean? Does this need to happen? Do you think Microsoft should be the one to step in? What do you feel about this?
I don't understand the whole. I know the whole. We just went through the whole politics kind of side of things with in America and blah 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 and Donald Trump.
Blah, blah,
but
blah, yeah.
I don't understand why, because you think about it, TikTok is basically the second Vine,
right?
Or you got Snapchat and stuff like this. This kind of program has been around for a long time, and it keeps getting cancelled. It keeps getting stopped, and it's why? Why does it need to be stopped? People are literally sharing pictures of their dogs, or making dance routines, or doing some weird backflips and fails. But why is it evil? That's what I want to. Why are they so against it? Why is it? I don't even know. I can't even put my mind to it.
You can't dance anymore on the internet? This is fucking Footloose? Is that town?
Widespread Footloose.
This shit is happening. No dancing. You can't, no dancing. Jeez, shut the fuck up. Why can't we dance?
6 degrees of separation with bacon.
That's right. Not exactly said that way, but close enough. 6 degrees of separation with bacon. I love that. It's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. But yeah.
I have mouth dyslexia. Okay, leave me alone.
It was great with bacon. It got me incredibly
With
hungry.
bacon.
But it's just so weird. I mean, look, the TikTok got picked because of its size. It's that's all. It could have been. It's arbitrary. It could have been anything. But it got picked because of its size, and it's going to make a big impact. And it's a stupid one because Trump, if he had any chance, and because Biden's a fucking idiot, and he's looking at vice president candidates that are now being exposed for hyping up Scientology 10 years ago. I don't believe in Joe Biden. He's Sleepy Joe's going to fuck up this layup. I believe it. I believe it in my heart. But this is the type of shit that we're going to point to and go, did Donald Trump lose the presidency because he banned TikTok? Because it's a possibility.
You ban TikTok, we riot.
Right, you're done, son. You're fucking over, Rover. Like, holy shit. Oh, I just realized something. So I wanted to make sure that I promote the wonderfulness that we have with the new things on the channel, like media share. But I realized I don't even have the media share on the talk show scene on OBS, so I gotta change that. But if we do get any donations over $5 and you do want to put a media share of video shown, I'm not gonna show it on YouTube because frankly I don't trust you motherfuckers. But we'll moderate it, and then if we have any, we'll go to Twitch right after this show for an after party. Maybe Nixie will join us if she doesn't have to go do motherly things. Or
as long as I don't have to TikTok dance, it's all good.
You don't. If you do, I mean, maybe for the right donation tier, you should.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm
You'll
up
learn
for
a whole
donation
routine.
tiers.
We'll just get you to learn a whole fucking cringe TikTok routine. That'd be amazing.
I just put my face on one of those face swapper things and get a TikToker and then put my face on it and then be like, look, I did it.
That's some sort of an elaborate catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. That'll work out. All right, next topic.
Okay, on the subject of things getting cancelled, let's go to Ellen.
Yeah, good God, Ellen. Man. What's happening with Ellen?
Well, Ellen has been accused of allowing a toxic workplace within her show. And it's been going on for quite a long time now.
Yeah, apparently. So CoHost, one of our own here on YouTube, he did a video on Ellen a year ago. It got ratioed to shit, but a lot of views on it. And it talked about some of the things like that, about exposing Ellen to be just not the nicest person in the world. And around the same time, there were a lot of articles in the last few years and things that have been written, videos that have been made, basically restating the same thing. Now, aside from CoHost's video, which I don't think touched on political lines, today, Jesus H. Christ, man, every article that I clicked on, especially the hit piece from the Washington Post, holy fuck, every single accusation has to do with a tie to a political figure on the other end of the aisle. It's Will Heron, why the fuck am I going to stop my show and talk about the El Paso massacre? Why do you think that's the way a show fucking works? You wait until I say callers come on in, we're open topics, and you call in. Think you've been around? You're not remedial. You do this shit for a living. You know better than this. It's not like I'm avoiding the El Paso massacre fucking question. What the hell's the matter with you? Wait until I'm done with the show that I've written, and then get your fucking flabbity ass in here and ask me a fucking question. Christ. I don't think I have to give these fucking little things anymore. Like, what the fuck? Good fucking Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just like, what the shit, man?
I don't know if it's me being super insensitive, but I have no idea what that is. And El Paso is just the name of the brand of wraps that we eat over here. So. Was there a Mexican disaster? Somebody didn't make the fajitas right.
Oh, that's really good.
I'm sorry.
That's really good. All right. Where were we? Ellen. We're at Ellen. No, it couldn't have been handled any better. You know why it couldn't have been handled any better, Will Heron? Because it was fucking entertaining. That's the only thing that matters, which you don't seem to understand. So, Jesus Christ, wait until it's time. And what do you mean? Now you've irritated me. Wait, I didn't say stop what you were doing. You asked me the same fucking question twice, and the second time you fucking asked it, you posed it in a way that made me look like I was insensitive to the fucking disaster. Now, don't fucking piss me off. because you're not as fucking smart and as clever as you fucking think you are. And let me go ahead and unmod your fucking ass, because I don't even know why you're modded. You're really irritated the piss out of me right now. This has been a while since I didn't mean to unhide. I didn't mean to fucking hide him. I wanted to just take his goddamn mod. Now you pissed me off. Now you've irritated the fucking balls off me. You're fucking, I don't want him to be a moderator. Why has he got remove mod? There you go. Jesus H fucking Christ. You're not going to fucking try to paint me in a way and say you didn't fucking do anything. That's not how it's going to fucking work here, buddy. No, I don't think that I'm taking this a little further than necessary. I think if you just would have shut the shit up and went with the fucking joke and then called in after, we wouldn't be having this issue right now. But now you've irritated the piss out of me. So this is what you get. You get vintage fucking Dave Rage. That's what you get. Do you like it? I don't think you do. Don't fucking try to paint me in a way just because you didn't get your fucking question answered when you wanted it. Hey, we got a donate.
Dave's got sand in his taco.
Yes, I do, baby. And we got, how much was that? Iceberged out. It was an entertainment bit, you fucking twat. And then you followed it up with a terrible fucking way. So then I had to get serious on you. Fucking paint it any way you like. It's not like you fucking matter anyway. Jesus H. Christ. Fucking roll with the punch, you fucking whiny bitch. Jesus, man. You irritated the fuck out of me. There's no question. Call it a spurg. Use a different word if you want. I don't give a shit. I got $20 for making fun of you. Thank you, fucking big, bad food blog, baby. $20 for making fun of you. That's what I got. You know what? Doesn't matter what the fuck I do the rest of my day, because I made $20 for making fun of you. Best $20 I've ever made in my life. Best $20 ever. I'm going to frame that $20. I'm going to frame that $20, baby. Frame it up. This is the best $20 ever. Thank you, big, bad food blog, baby. Thank you. All right. Back to the show at fucking hand. Ellen.
Oh my God.
Nixie, are you happy to be associated with me and my psychopathy?
Well, I just see the irony in talking about a toxic workplace,
Right.
and then
I'm gonna be exposed. Nah, you fucking irritate me. You're gonna get yelled at. I don't care. I'm not trying to hide a fucking producer having sex with somebody. I don't care about that. No. You fuck with me, I fuck with you. It's that simple. Yeah, that 20 was the most I've ever made. Oh, yeah. Too bad a ticker right below doesn't disprove that, you nutsack. Jeez, you could have just rolled with the joke, Will. You could have just rolled with the joke, you big baby. That's all you had to do. That was it. Roll with it. But instead, you said something, well, well, then you got fucking right in the ass. That's what you're going to get every fucking time. Every fucking time. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. In fact, I'm going to play this back later, and I'm going to masturbate to it. Oh, yes, I'm going to launch arcing rows of jism all over the fucking walls for about 3 hours. I'm going to have to call a doctor to make sure there's not something wrong with my cock. I am going to jerk off to it over and over and over again. There we go.
I got Ghostbuster vibes from that.
What's that?
Ghostbuster vibes.
That's right. Big Bad. I keep calling him Big Bad food blog. I paid $20 to make Dave even more angry. Maybe $2 would have done it.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love now, Will. Oh, you do need a doctor. Yes, I need to be clinically looked at because of this. It's funny. You loved me before today. You loved me. You've sucked my dick for years before today. But now, because you got fucked done, now you're going to start acting like, oh, Dave needs a doctor. Maybe you need a fucking sense of humor. Now I'm done with you. You've irritated the fuck out of me enough for today. Here you go. You can go ahead. I'm going to give you a timeout. And if you decide you want to actually have a fucking sense of humor after this, come back in and rejoin the party. But don't start acting like you don't like me. You sucked my dick for years. Just fuck off. Wonder why. You see, this is why I never worked with you, Will. All the times you've asked me to work with you, this is why I haven't. I have bitchdar, baby. I know bitches. I know them. I could smell them. There's just something about you. There's something that just rubbed me the wrong way that made me never want to work with you. So fuck off. Go away. Fuck. Did you notice that the one professional news guy didn't fucking get offered to come and join my news team? Oh, there's a reason, dickface. If you don't get chosen, it's for a reason. Anyway. Yeah, Ellen's a dickhead, apparently. And I don't know what that makes me. Oh, my God.
Oh my God, so you're going to kill me tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. This is what you signed up for, though. Are you feeling good about your life choices?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so yes, Ellen has been outed. This has been a few years now. This is not exactly the newest story in the world, but it is gaining traction again. And the biggest thing about it is it's all the articles that I were reading, including that Washington Post hit fucking piece. Holy Lord. Everything was pointed to a political adversary. Like, I'm talking just for the fact that she was friends with George Bush. It's like, that's the point of every single accusation. It comes down to another fucking political angle. And I'm just like, okay, the toxic stuff needs to be addressed. There's no question. Now, does she have a tie to Epstein? Do you know of?
Not that I'm aware of, but I see what you're saying. It does very much sound like she's being targeted because of who she's associated with in the past.
Right. Well, this is not just like somebody losing a job, which is interesting because she caught a lot of shit for supporting what's his name, Kevin Hart, for losing the Oscars gig for the homophobic and insensitive jokes that he made years before. She, obviously being kind of an important LGBT community member, especially in entertainment, because she's one of the first big ones to come out. You would think that she'd get a little bit more benefit of the doubt on situations like this, wouldn't you? But yet she got buried for the Kevin Hart thing. Buried for it.
See, I remember when that happened, and I remember her making some sort of statement, and I had this article that group that I used to read some stuff on Facebook, and I remember reading about that, and people seem to be enraged that she was the mouthpiece for the for that part of the community. Like, it was like, she doesn't get to speak for all of us, and it's like, okay,
there's no
but
win.
No one gets to speak for everyone, but surely she's allowed to say, well, it didn't offend me, so
You're right. Like, if you don't have an opinion that toes the line, you no longer represent us. It's not like we didn't tout her and fucking champion her while she was fighting on the fucking mat for everybody's rights and liberties years ago. You know, marriage and all that shit. She was on the forefront of it. We're going to forget all that because her opinion of who she likes is now different. It really fucking irritates me. That's all it takes.
But as well, like, how do you feel about all the fact that cancel culture at the moment is allowed to go into someone's background as far as like 2000s and like the early years and say, you said this once upon a time, therefore you are now cancelled in this era because we don't say that stuff anymore?
Well, it's gonna sound like a douchebag asshole by saying this out loud. If I haven't already in this show, which I try to convince you all the time that I am, I never get believed. Maybe I will now. I don't know. Piss me off. You're gonna find out what type of asshole I actually am. But I like to classify myself as comedian. You know, I that's how I look at myself. I think I'm a comedian. I write jokes. I tell jokes. I do things for the sake of comedy. That's how I've always operated. So I hate this shit. Because most of the things that are getting taken down are clear jokes. And even if they're not funny, it doesn't make it less of a joke. It just makes it a bad joke. And it doesn't mean, so you're telling me that people are deserving of losing their jobs over a bad joke. But then again, we're now living in a world where we're literally rewriting history. We're taking books off shelves. We're taking statues off of pillars. You know, we are.
But what do you think about that? Because that's, to me, that's not right. I mean, I don't agree with anything bad that's happened in the past, especially like on the very, very big issues that like obviously are very wrong. But if we now go ahead pretending like they didn't happen, then
Right.
we're not learning from those mistakes and going forward. We're literally just trying to say, look, we want to be as squeaky clean as possible, therefore we will just eradicate all of this out of history. You can't do that.
You know, one of the greatest jokes that Family Guy ever told was when they went to Germany, and they were talking about all the years before
We were all on vacation.
We were all on vacation. Everyone had a good time. That's what we're talking about. That's essentially what we're talking about. I don't believe sticking our fingers in our ears and covering our eyes and saying this didn't happen. I don't even think saying we're going to condemn it so much that we're going to burn everything in effigy just to prove a point. No, because you can't tell the story, both good and bad, of everything we have today without all that shit. You just can't. And every fucking... Yes, is it terrible that Christopher Columbus was one of the fucking worst slave traders in history? Yes. Yes. But so was every fucking sea captain of the goddamn day. The stats are on it are overwhelming. 90% of all vessels carried some sort of slave trade or nefarious activity in some fucking way. It's just a reality. That's what they traded in. Is it right? No, of course. But you know what? Here's what really irritates me. For fucking so many years, didn't it just feel that that's a duh and we didn't have to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone was on the same page that was a very, like, that was an atrocious thing to do. But now it's like, no, you don't know. But we've said, yeah, that's an atrocious thing to do. But like, no, but do you know? It's like, yes, we do know.
It's just like we're supposed to sit around and go, man, I love the I do love that writing that Thomas Jefferson did, but man, I just want to tell you guys right now, I'm not okay with the slaving that he did. I'm not okay with it.
You have to make that difference now. When you speak about anything, you can say, I really liked this, but if that person that you're liking has done something bad, you then have to follow it up with, but I hate that person was a dickhead.
Right. You know what used to happen? You know how that used to be handled? If something controversial was brought up, especially in political figures, people who walked the line. Malcolm X was a really good topic for this, as a lot of people were through history. There's a lot of people who, that depending on where you view them through history, you can have different sides of different stories. Wrestling, we have it, Vince McMahon, Jim Cornette. There's a lot of different historical figures throughout the years that we can make these same distinctions for, that in the exact same way. And if that conversation were to come up between you and me, and I would say something in favor of somebody, but maybe you had a different opinion, you'd go, well, that's interesting, but what do you think of some of the things that he did A, B, and C? And it'd be like, oh shit, well, I didn't know that he did this, this, and this. Well, that's called an information exchange. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right? We're supposed to be learning from each other and experiences to come to a better understanding of how things actually are. Isn't that the point?
Yeah,
But now
it's tough.
Now it's like, fuck, oh shit, before we even get to it, well, I just want to let you know, I'm not down with any of the bad stuff. But God, I love electricity. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Fucking Benjamin Franklin. I talked about all the goddamn stories of Ben Franklin. He was a psychopath. He used to fucking sit out and take air baths in public. Okay. And he also gave us some
air baths.
He did. He used to take air baths. He used to sit with his fucking. There's diaries that were published that I read when I was a fucking kid. This is one of the craziest things ever. Talking about crazy old Ben Franklin sitting out in front of his fucking on his porch or whatever, fucking taking air baths and shit. It was one of the funniest things I ever read in my life.
Oh God.
The point is, everybody has fucking crazy things. Nobody's perfect on this planet. Have we forgotten that? Like, not one of us
the world has most definite. If you are not an exceptional person, a perfect person, 100% of the time, you are cancelled. Tom
Hanks is fucked. People, do you not understand that Tom Hanks is probably fucked? There's no perfection. Tom Hanks probably had sex with some kids. There's a very good chance that happened. I'm sorry. If you get accused and you get shown to have gone to Epstein Island, the first thing you do is go to a non-extradition fucking country and claim citizenship. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you benefit of the doubt, even if you played fucking Mr. Rogers. Sorry. Sorry. But this is the world that we're living in. Nobody is perfect. Not fucking One. But
No.
obviously, some sins are worse than others.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. That should go without saying, though. We should not be putting a pedophile in the same category as someone who called someone a bitch on Facebook or
Right.
whatever, you know?
Right. But right now, it's all being lumped into the same.
It is. It's like mob mentality. And that's social media. That's why this has got worse and worse and worse as years have gone on, is because now you can't just say, I don't like that. Because if it's not the status quo, you're going to get questioned on it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get attacked on it, because it's the internet. Everyone attacks everyone on the internet. No one can ever just say, that's your opinion and that's cool.
Yeah. Agree to disagree and live the fight another day does not exist. If you do not agree with me, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to make you fucking hurt. You are going to fucking regret it.
But that's the power of anonymity. It's anonymity.
What's anonymity?
Anonymity. You know what word I'm going for, right?
Yes. The anonymity?
Keyboard warriors.
Anonymity.
This is where you're going to realize you're working with Porky Pig, who's like, keyboard warriors.
That's yes. The keyboard. Yeah, and here's the thing. I've never liked that. I've never liked that there are people who just fight so hard to stay anonymous just because they don't want to be held accountable for calling somebody a cunt. I just like, come the fuck on, man. Part of living in this world is having to think about your possible consequences before you perform a certain action. Meaning, if I'm in a group of people and I have a questionable joke, I have to decide if I'm going to tell that joke in front of somebody who might beat the ever-living fuck out of me. It's part of the thrill of life, Nixie. Have we forgotten this?
But that's why everyone has anxiety now, because everybody is so worried about saying the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time that they're going to get their head caved in.
It's all we're thinking. Well, no, it's not even like you're not physically going to get your head caved in. You're going to get your head caved in digitally. I mean, the people aren't going after you. Like, sometimes, yes, is there always going to be the rare case where you do get your ass kicked for it? There always was. Is there going to be the psychopath on the internet that might track you down? Sure, but it's rare. It's not something you should have to think about constantly. Does it happen? Sure, but it's not. It shouldn't be an everyday thought. Now, you getting your Twitter taken away because you called someone a cunt, that's much more likely. And it just, or that you did something 10 years ago. It's just, I don't know. Part of me feels like we kind of need that checks and balances. And part of me is like, at the same time, it depends on what it is. A joke is a joke. If you do something bad, if you rape somebody, for instance, I have no problem with all your platforms getting taken away. I just don't.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't. Yeah, it drives me crazy that we have people who've been convicted of fucking crimes that are still operating YouTube channels, that are still operating Twitch channels. They're still doing it. They're violent crime people who there's assault folks out there that are still doing it. And it's crazy to me. It just makes me insane. And I understand that there's a difference between getting taken away for something else, but where's the line? Where we have to distinguish it somehow.
I don't think the world knows where the line is, though.
Yeah.
Because the line is so far obscured with all these different bullshitters. You don't know where it is anymore. You can't pretend to know.
Dave Chappelle said it best. You know, when you have to think about everything and, more importantly, care about everything, it's just a matter of time before you end up caring about nothing. Our brains are not operated to be this stimulated with so many things all the time. Just not.
Yep.
We're meant to not give a fuck about things. You know, it's how you not get ulcers. It's the only thing my dad ever said to me that I really took to heart. He's like, you got to learn how to say you don't give a fuck. If for no other reason, so you don't get ulcers. And for the most part, that's worked. And I think Will Heron probably gave me a fucking ulcer earlier. I haven't yelled like that in a while. That felt good. I felt like I stretched something out, you know?
I was gonna try and stop you, and then I was like, nah, let him go.
Oh no, yeah. Oh god, no, yeah. You would have just caught a bludgeoning. You would have just caught. Everyone was getting it. Anyone is getting these hands. You did the right thing. Just sit back, let me go. Shit. If I say something out of pocket, I'll deal with it later. I don't give a fuck. It's like shit. People say shit, and you know what? Here's the thing. I don't regret a fucking thing I said, baby. No, he knows what he was fucking trying to do. I know what he was trying to fucking do. Could I have just fucking brushed it off? Yes, I've done it so many fucking times in the past. When I just brushed it off and just said, hey, I'm gonna get to it afterwards. Today, I didn't fucking feel like doing that. I felt like making a joke with it. I felt like having fun. He showed he couldn't take a joke, so then he got seriously fucked on, and it'll happen to la-di-da-di everybody. And that's just how it is. And if I go out of pocket, you'll get an apology from me. But Will ain't getting one. Will ain't getting one. I can promise you that. So, is there any stories that we could possibly follow all that insanity with, or is that about all the stories that we got for today?
We've got one insane sort of story left.
Oh, let's go.
We got one that's okay.
Oh, wait. Is Ellen done? Is Ellen done?
I mean, like you say, it's been ongoing for a long time. The only thing I will add is that I think that the reason it's kicked up so much this year is because Nikki Tutorials went on there, and because she got outed. She didn't want to come out as a transsexual, but she got outed, and then she went on the Ellen show. They grabbed her up as soon as possible, and then she said that like the whole ordeal was just cold and horrible. And she really looked up to Ellen because of obviously being in the community.
Sure.
And she felt like she was just completely coldly received, and that kicked up a massive stink. But that was like February, so I don't know if it's because it seems like she's written a letter of apology to her staff today. So maybe that's why it's in the news today.
Yeah, well, she did do the apology. Well, sort of apology. She also, but this is what I like about Ellen. I have never defended Ellen. I don't like Ellen, but I like this about her today. So in where she was taking responsibility for the for everything that had happened, and, you know, at the end of the day, I am the figurehead. I am Ellen. It's going to be my ass. I have to address, I don't like the way things were handled by certain people. If they weren't doing their jobs, and now this whole thing, that needs to be said sometimes. She's not fucking head of operations in every department. She didn't rape anybody, as far as I understand it. She didn't sexually harass a person, as far as I understand it. These are accusations that the fucking corporation was not operating the way that it should. So I'm actually okay with her calling out subordinates and the people that she hired to do a job for not doing a job. I think that's okay to address.
I think it is, but because of the way that cancel culture is at the moment, people are going to take that apology and they're going to rip it into pieces and say, she's just passed the buck. And I'm not saying that she has, because like you, I think that if people are being shit, she's not. She is the star of the show. She doesn't do all of like the running around with the producing and the directing and everything else. Like, that's not her job. Right. But the people that are doing it, if they're failing, she should be allowed to say, sorry, it's my team, but I didn't realize that was happening. That should be okay to say, but it's not, because she has to take full responsibility because it's her name that's on it. And that's what people will say. They will say it's not good enough. They'll tear it to pieces. They'll say she's passing the buck, and then she'll be cancelled for another couple of months, and then she'll make a comeback again.
Sure. I want to make it clear too. That wasn't her public statement. That's what she wrote to her staffers. That shouldn't even saw the fucking light of day. You know,
no, but everyone's all about the receipts.
Yeah, I know. Gotta have them receipts, sister. Jesus Christ.
Tea, sister.
Spill that tea. All right, what's the last story?
Last story you're going to love, because it's about sending Tom Cruise into space.
Yes. This is fantastic. Regale me with the story, shall we?
Okay, hang on a sec. It is... So they want to spend... Where is it? I saw this. It was like $200 million to send Tom Cruise into space and actually have a space set movie.
Yep.
People are not happy with this idea.
Why? Why is anybody not happy about this? Is the greatest thing ever. We're launching a fucking celebrity that I think we're all fucking tired of into outer fucking space. This was a Simpsons bit. This is amazing. This is right out of Treehouse of Horrors. We're launching someone into outer fucking take Tom Cruise. Who else can we get? Who else can we get in this movie? We need like Rosie O'Donnell on there. Who else do we need? We need
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli. Who's an English person that we need on there? You want to put Piers Morgan on there?
Let's put Piers Morgan on there.
Throw him on there.
Oh, what's the bitch at the moment as well? I can't remember her name. But she's a bitch. No, not Ellen.
How about we go get Adele, because that's not Adele. I'm fairly certain Adele's been taken, and I'm not trying to body shame.
Seriousness.
That doesn't look like her, man. It's freaking me out.
On all seriousness, did you see like the story that went round for years and years about how Avril Lavigne got replaced?
No. What? Because she sold out? Why after she sold out?
I catch that one all the time because her look, her stance, her everything. They have nitpicked it to the hair follicles. That's about funny. How different she is now, and therefore it is not Avril Lavigne. It is a lookalike.
That's so.
And the real Avril died apparently because that came out of nowhere. But apparently that's the truth.
Of all the fucking people in the world that they'd replace, why would Avril fucking Lavigne be the one? That makes no sense. Oh, there's the smartest people in the world. We lost Stephen Hawking. We couldn't replace him. Avril Lavigne. We gotta have another one of those. Then she wrote Goddess. And that's what you get, fuckers.
But I mean, you just said the same thing about Adele. So
no, this is different. This freaks me out because it's only on the physical appearance. It is nothing. I haven't heard her sing lately. I haven't heard her speak. Just on her physical appearance, she looks so. It's not. Look, I think losing weight is fantastic, and I think when you look different from all the weight loss, and I've never seen anybody. I didn't know I was looking at her, Nixie. I really had to question these pictures. I was like, that. It doesn't look like her in any fucking capacity.
I think of someone that's worse than that, though.
Who?
Renee Zellweger.
Oh, I haven't seen her in a while. How's she looking?
Oh, no. You look her up. Yes. Oh, my God. That's the same woman. It's not. She can't be the same woman.
All right, hold on. Renee Zellweger.
Katie Hopkins. Thank you, General Crow. Katie Hopkins. We're putting that bitch on there.
Oh.
Are you
what
seeing?
What the shit?
What happened? I know.
She looks like fucking to kind of turn this into a whole 360.
Like a
Nicole Kidman.
Candle.
She looks like Nicole Kidman a little bit. I'm seeing some Nicole Kidman here to kind of tie this back to Tom Cruise.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, we're getting back round. We're getting there.
Yeah, that's what a good host can do. That's pretty good, right?
Uh-huh.
You're like, I love you. I am so glad that you are on here. This is great. This is exactly, And you're an asshole,
I just put I linked all of these stories together, but you bring it back round to Tom Cruise,
you did a fantastic
Dave.
job.
You fucking bring it back to...
Well, it's at the end of the day, I am on the figurehead. I am Ellen here. I shouldn't say that, but I'm Ellen.
Dave is the new Ellen.
Oh, good gracious. All right, so if you guys want to get into Waiting to Call, feel free to do so. There's not a lot to talk about with the Tom Cruise story. It's funny. I also think, on all seriousness, this is the ballingest thing ever, isn't it? Like, you're going to spend $200 million to shoot a movie in space? It's kind of baller.
I think that's awesome, but because the reason everyone's pissed off about it is because they're now saying that it's going to be a movie that hasn't got a script yet. They've just decided to shoot a movie in space.
Right.
So everyone's like, oh, space is the gimmick.
Yeah,
but it's fucking...
But to be fair, I think that's okay. Like, let's get up there and then we'll figure it all out. You're gonna make a baller fucking movie. It's impossible not to. Figure it out up there. I'm okay with that because the reality is, it's not gonna work. It's more than likely Tom Cruise is gonna die throughout this process. He's in his 50s. He's got to train astronaut level shit. He ain't gonna make this. He's gonna fucking.
You know what I think he's the reason he's doing it.
Oh, what's that? So because he
Because,
won't.
because they say, don't they, when you go into space, gravity pulls you and makes you a little bit taller when you come back.
I thought it was because space was kind of known as God's closet.
Oh, well, he's a Scientologist, so isn't that the whole like thing about sending him out there is like science and shit?
No, I was more making a gay joke because he's no closet on Earth is big enough for him anymore. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the sub, Nevermind Gaming. Mucho apreciado. On that note, do we have anyone in Discord? No one. Not a person.
Who wants to come and talk to us?
I think it's time to wrap it up then. We've been live for over an hour. Nixie, you got anything going on? You gonna be streaming tonight? You gonna be doing anything of note? You want to tell people what you do, where you are, and all that good shit?
No. I am not streaming tonight.
She is not. But if you want to follow Bluebees, where can you follow Bluebees?
Well, Instagram is NixieNax for my art and NixNax for my photography.
Boom. Go down below too.
Oh,
I
Nixie-
got her Twitter as well. What's that?
Twitter.
Got it down there below. You can go check out her Twitter. Go into the description box. Thank you guys so much for hanging out on this fantastic episode there. We got a little old school Dave Rage, which I will never apologize for, Will. Ever. Ever. You nutsack. So we got some great Dave Rage, and I think, you know what, Nixie, I'm glad this happened on show 2 for you, because now you get to really decide if this is what you want to do with your life.
I mean, I'm so glad I had push to talk on because I was just wheezing and crying and laughing.
I'm a psychopath. I don't give a fuck. You piss me off, I'm gonna fuck some people up. I don't give a shit. Irritate me. You got nothing on the massacre? Fuck off. Fuck it. We're talking about Ellen. We're talking about The Rock. Let's bring everybody down and talk about a massacre that happened like 23 fucking years ago. Yes. Let's fucking do that.
Tacos.
Christ almighty. Anyways, thank you all for being here on this wonderful day. We had a
Thank
great
you for
time.
having me.
No problem. Thank you. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. We only got 9 likes in there. Come on now. We also have the memberships available if you want to become a member here on Dead on Dave. There's 4 tiers from Mush Puff all the way to Mush Puff for life. And I'll be adding some extra benefits to the tiers very, very soon. So get yourself involved in that. Also, might be back on Twitch in a little bit. Might do Raw, because Raw looks like it might be an unmitigated fucking disaster tonight. Apparently, there is no structure. And now Shane McMahon's going to be there. So I might go check that out. Yeah, you know what, though? I got to give Will one little piece of credit. Hey, Archetype. At least he didn't hit the dislike button. Thank you guys for being here. Keep it copious. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Good night.